Buried treasure is a thing that only happens in movies and stories, right? Apparently not, according to the people that have been searching for buried treasure on an island for more than 200 years. Located off the shores of Nova Scotia along Canada's Atlantic coast, Oak Island is among approximately 360 islands dotting Mahone Bay. By most accounts, the story of Oak Island's money pit begins with Daniel McGuinness. Daniel was a teenager who found a depression in the ground while looking for a place to farm. McGuinness observed that a number of oak trees surrounding the depression had been removed, so he and his two friends, John Smith and Anthony Vaughan, enthusiastically started digging. The boys were so excited because they believed they had found the treasure that one notorious pirate, the infamous Captain William Kidd, admitted to burying somewhere on the island. Just 2 feet beneath the topsoil, the boys found a layer of flagstone extending across the surface of the opening. Thinking they had already hit the jackpot, they pulled the rock away to find even more dirt. Still, the boys kept digging, finding that the pit had narrowed to 7 feet in diameter. They also noticed the work of what they believed to be their predecessors. Imprinted in the clay of the tunnel wall were the impressions of pickaxes. For months, Daniel and his friends kept digging, finding layers of rotting wood, timbers, but no treasure. Even though the first attempt was unfruitful, one of Daniel's friends, John Smith, purchased the lot containing the intriguing cavernous pit. In 1803, Simeon Linz joined the excursion. To assist with his new adventure, Linz enlisted the help of Colonel Robert Archibald, Captain David Archibald, and Sheriff Thomas Harris. Together the group established the Onslow Company, a professional venture with the sole purpose of recovering the Oak Island treasure. The team returned to the pit for what they thought would be the final attempt at uncovering the treasure. At a depth of 30 feet, one of the laborers hit a solid object. Removing the soil, the crew found that another timber layer had been installed inside the tunnel. However, the men noticed remnants of charcoal scattered around the platform. Digging another 10 feet, another horizontal layer of timber was found, but this time, instead of charcoal, they found a sap-like substance along the seams between the logs. Another 10 feet and the laborers found coconut shells. Now this might not sound like much, but there are two reasons why this was a big deal. One was that coconuts were not native to Canada. The most likely source would have been somewhere in the Caribbean. Second was that in a time of long voyages on high seas, coconut fibers were used to secure and protect valuable cargo. The men continued digging for another 30 feet until they made a significant discovery: a square-cut stone tablet. This tablet had an inscription of strange symbols. Each character of the mysterious text consisted of a unique combination of lines, arrows, and dots. For decades, the encoded message on the face of the rock was thought to be indecipherable. It wasn't until the 1860s that an academic was able to provide a credible translation. According to the academic, the stone from the money pit read, 40 feet below, 2 million pounds are buried. I did find another source that said the stones said 10 feet instead of 40 feet, so I don't know who to believe, but the point is that there was supposed to be treasure under the rock. Now knowing what the stone allegedly read, the men of Onslow Company resumed the excavation, but not for long, because one day members of the Onslow Company returned to a pit filled with water. The startled crew began filling buckets to drain the pit, but to no avail. It seemed every time water was removed from the well, it was somehow instantly replaced. After the Onslow expedition, the site on Oak Island lay undisturbed and submerged beneath volumes of water for nearly 40 years. Then in 1845, a member of the original dig, Anthony Vaughan, helped form the Truro Company. In the summer of 1849, the team dug, removing water from the pit, but the next day, workers found that the surface of the water had returned to 60 feet. The Truro Company was determined to reveal the tunnel's contents, so they fashioned a wood platform that they mounted over the mouth of the pit. Through an opening in the floor of the structure, the men plunged a hand-operated auger into the waters below. An auger is a drilling device or drill bit used for making holes in wood or in the ground. So after going through layers and layers of timber, they were given even more reason to be excited. When the operators withdrew the probe from the pit, they found 3 links of metal resembling an ancient gold watch chain. Other shafts were dug in an effort to find more treasure, but eventually the Truro Company ran out of funds and was dissolved sometime in 1851. In 1861, the Oak Island Association began their attempt. At first everything was going smoothly. They cleared the main tunnel down to 88 feet and had excavated 2 parallel tunnels with no sign of flooding. 18 feet west of the money pit, a 118-foot shaft was dug. The idea was that the excavators would start tunneling east at the 118-foot depth to reach the loot. However, water filled the access tunnel just 1 foot from entering the money pit. The flooding of all this water caused one of the platforms placed in the original shaft to collapse, with the treasure now resting at some 119 feet with a bunch of wood on top. In 1866, the company relinquished its rights to search for treasure at the site, ending a costly and tragic campaign in the Oak Island narrative. Over time, many people have taken interest in the Oak Island mystery. At the age of 27, Franklin Delano Roosevelt began following the mystery in late 1908 and early 1910. According to written correspondence, Roosevelt nurtured an interest in the Oak Island mystery well into his presidency. In a letter to a friend, the president intimated his intentions to return to the island on Mohun Bay, but was prevented from doing so by the outbreak of war in Europe. Roosevelt continued to follow the mystery until his death in 1945. As of now, many geologists agree that the money pit is most likely a sinkhole and that there most likely isn't any treasure. According to most geologists, the pit is a natural phenomenon connected to limestone passages and caverns. So maybe the buried treasure is a thing that only happens in movies and stories. But who knows? Maybe geologists just want the money for themselves. Also, no one knows where the original stone slab is, but there's a replica somewhere at the site. There are tours you could take, obviously not now, but you could see one for yourself. I personally didn't know this mystery, so researching this was fun. If I got some facts wrong, please correct me. Thank you for watching.